I'm gonna count. Welcome. Welcome, beautiful humans. Thank you so much for being here. Whether you are joining us live or watching the recording, we are honored. And just thank you for taking 30 minutes out of your day to learn what we're up to. Yay! To learn more about this amazing virtual event that we've all been inspired to put together for you all. So what do we have in store tonight? You are all in for a treat. You are going to get to hear from some incredibly powerful women, and we're going to do our best to not keep you for too long, but give you all the juicy information that you need to know about the Body Love Reset, what it's all about, and what to expect. So I'm going to start out talking about what it is, what the intention behind it is, what the guidelines are. I'm going to pass it to Haley to dive deeper into what body love is all about. And then Gracie's going to tell us her personal story of experiencing resets like this in the past. And then we are going to pass it to Eliza to share more about our community. And then we just might have our very own mystical moon mama, Olivia, talking about the moon cycles, how this reset is going to relate to or going to integrate some of that. And it's a full moon in Scorpio tonight, if you didn't know. So happy full moon in Scorpio. Olivia is going to leave us with a really amazing full moon ritual to do. So let's dive in. The Body Love Reset is a 10-day journey for personal nourishment. Doesn't that sound so good? Personal nourishment, that's what it's all about. It's an opportunity to lean into the support and the community of like-minded women. And it's also an opportunity to just take inventory of where you're at and check in with like what you're consuming and what your daily practices look like. And this is just an invitation to maybe implement some new, very supportive self-care, self-love practices into your day for 10 days, right? It's just 10 days. You can do anything for 10 days if you really, really want to. So we have suggested guidelines that you stick to every day for the 10 days, and I'll go through those, and then I'll talk about a little bit about what to expect from our Facebook group, because that's mostly where this reset is going to take place. So the suggested guidelines to invite into your day for 10 days, all meant to raise your vibration and just help you tap into a deeper connection with yourself, are journal every day, meditate, move your body, get outside, have a dance party, even if it's just like 1 minute shaking your booty. I promise you, if you do that every day for 10 days, you're gonna feel a difference. Drinking lots of water, getting good sleep, and then taking plant capsules, which Gracie is going to talk about. Those are optional, and it's just a way to enhance your experience for optimal nutrition. So everything will be posted in the Facebook group, basically everything that you need to know. Daily meditations and journals will be posted in there. And there's also going to be some other really exciting daily offerings that Eliza's going to dive into. But like last month, someone described it as a virtual wellness festival. That's like literally what it is. So there's actually going to be like a lineup so that you can look at it and be like, oh, Tuesday at 5, there's a yoga class that I want to do. Like I'll mark it on my calendar. So yeah, Eliza's going to dive into a little bit more of like what to expect from the offerings. But basically, we created these guidelines to support you, and that's what they are, is their suggestions. They're supportive suggestions for how to maybe invite in some new practices into your day-to-day. And the idea is not to like be really, really strict with yourself and be like, okay, for 10 days, I have to do all this. And if I don't, I'm a failure. I know from experience, I have had that mentality around things, and it always ends up going poorly, and then I end up feeling even worse after, because I'm like, oh man, I didn't do it. I am going to beat myself up about it. So that's not the vibe. The vibe is do your best. Do your best. Open yourself up to learning something new, to maybe connecting with someone new, and seeing how you do. If you have one day that's awesome, where you like check everything off, amazing. And then the next day, maybe you don't check everything off, but that doesn't mean that you quit. That means that you just get to appreciate yourself for trying your best, and then try again the next day, right? That's really what the intention is all about. And so now, in terms of the body love aspect of it, I'm going to pass it over to Haley to dive a little bit deeper into what that really means.
Hi, everyone. I'm so glad you're here. So yes, the reason I love this body love reset so much, just to echo kind of what AB said, is they're just guidelines. And part of body love and self-love and self-acceptance is, you have goals and intentions for yourself, but you're not hard on yourself if for whatever reason you don't get there. And having this all or nothing mindset with things can be really toxic and dangerous. And for myself personally, finding this, my personal journey of body acceptance and body love has been a lot about allowing myself just to be and to figure out what actually works for me. There's so many things in our lives that are thrown at us, telling us what we should do, how we should eat, what we should look like, what we should wear. And it can be really overwhelming. It can be intimidating. And finding these grounding rituals and modalities and tools has really helped me come home to myself. And that's what this whole thing is about. It's about coming home to yourself and realizing, figuring out the things that actually work for you and that actually serve you in your life. And so a lot of the things you're going to see in this group might be new to you, you might have done them before, but it's just taking what works for you and leaving the rest, and not being hard on yourself for not liking something or if something doesn't work for you. And also having the courage to try new things, because that's how change happens. So this is a virtual wellness festival, but it's also an act of self-love, of like self-love and self-acceptance and self-care, to put yourself into a group like this and to do these kinds of use these kinds of tools to come back home to yourself. So it's also a celebration of yourself doing these kinds of things and being in this kind of group with these amazing women. So I'm going to pass the torch to Gracie.
Yay, thanks, Haley. It's so great to hear your voice about all of this. It just makes me so happy. So hi, everyone. My name is Gracie, and it's such a joy to be here and to see all of your beautiful faces. I'm just beyond excited for you to partake in this and to help put it on. I want to share a little bit about my story and experience and why this holistic reset has been the most transformative for me out of anything I've ever done in my life. And how specifically these plant powders have assisted in truly shifting my health. So a little bit of background about myself. I've always thought myself to be healthy. I grew up eating organic and being aware of like garbage foods, even though I ate some of them most of the time. I was aware of them. I had a balanced diet. I'm very active. I do all the outdoor stuff, like the whole 9 yards, right? But I really neglected to realize, one, what I was missing from my diet, and two, not having a healthy foundation to return to. So like when I fell off of my health kicks, I struggled to get back on, and I would just get into this like really rough place. And so like AB and Haley said, this isn't about beating yourself up if you like fall off of it. Maybe you can relate, but I've definitely dabbled in my fair share of like, what do you call them? Like health programs per se. Truth be told, I don't think I've ever actually finished one, because I would feel defeated if I slipped up, or the rules were just like so absurd or whatever. But being a part of this body love reset has truly instilled in me more healthy habits than probably my whole life collectively. Plus, I just continue to learn, and probably my most favorite thing learning from all of this is nutrition and the importance of it. And I'm sure all of you are somewhat aware of what healthy looks like. That part's kind of easy, but if you're anything like me, I was really unaware of what I was actually missing from my diet. And our bodies need daily nutrition to fuel it properly, to eliminate toxins, to fight inflammation, to boost our immune system, and literally just give us energy for our daily lives, right? I thought I had all that. I was so oblivious to the fact that we're supposed to be getting 9 to 13 servings of fruits and vegetables, the color of the rainbow, every single day. I don't do that. I don't think I've ever done that in my life. And so this is where these plant powders have become probably the biggest part in my health journey from doing this reset. They truly bridge the gap between what I'm eating and what I should be eating. For me, I've seen increased energy levels and decreased bloating and like a million other things I'm not going to get into, but if you're interested in implementing them into this, they are optional, but reach out to the person who invited you. Like I said, they're optional, but if you were serious about shifting your lifestyle and doing something serious, I literally cannot recommend these anymore, of getting them into your daily diet or daily routine. The biggest thing you can do, honestly, is fuel your body so that it can function properly. And because these are just plants, there's literally no bullshit. Sorry, just have to say that. I can ramble on forever, but getting back to why this reset is so important to me and why I'm obsessed with it is, one, it's literally becoming like a virtual wellness festival, and being with what's going on today, that's really exciting. And it's like really freaking cool to like be a part of it and to learn everything that's going on, because there's just an abundance of tools and knowledge to maybe learn or even relearn to implement them into your daily lives. And it's just really exciting to just continuously learn everything. For me specifically, I've learned new habits. I've learned healing powers of plants, specifically from the plant powders. I've gotten new rituals. I've gotten the like meditations and the powers of it. And probably my favorite is the powers of the moon and how that cycle really affects us, which is really awesome. We're here to help you do that, however that may look. And that's like really exciting to be a part of that. And we're here to remind you that no matter where you are in this journey, to always come back and love yourself, right? I forgot that in my life. And it's something that's very, very, very important. So that's kind of the main theme of this, is no matter where you are, just come back and love yourself. And that's what we're here to do, is just remind you every single day to do that. Myself and the rest of these girls have become super passionate about this. So I'm truly excited for you to join us in, and very eager to hear what you like from it and what you take away and how you implement these things into your daily lives. That's pretty much all I have to share right now. I'm going to pass this to Eliza, and she's going to share a little bit about the lineups and what is going to be coming and the community. So take it away, girl.
Thank you so much, Gracie and AB and Haley. Love you guys. And thank you so much, everyone, for being here. My name is Eliza. I live in Aspen, Colorado. And I'm going to talk a little bit about community today. When we did this group, we created it and really didn't know where it was going to go. And like 10 days later, we have 200 people in this group. So it really expanded really quickly. And it makes my heart so full to see that so many people felt the love and the support and the intention behind what this group was supposed to be about. So yeah, so excited for the next round. So I want to really bring it back to the power of community. When I think about community and women specifically, or sisters, for a long time, to be honest, it triggered me, because growing up, I think that there's this sense of like, whatever your experience was growing up, I mean, feeling left out, competition, it can be hard to make friends. You know, we kind of grow up with this story ingrained in us that we have to compete against each other. And if someone else is doing something that we wanted to do, or we had the idea to do it, then therefore that means that there's no room for us to shed that light in ourselves, or to like see where it could go potentially, right? And really embrace that like higher self of ourselves, which I think is a total lie, right? Like if we actually look at that story, and if you dissect that story, it's really not true. And actually, when you can shift into the place of celebrating people, that you see someone that's doing something that, you know, is like-minded, that you're really passionate about, the more that you can really celebrate that person, one, that's just a good practice to do anyway, right? It's just to genuinely support other people without making it about ourselves. But then it also allows you to shift into this place where you're vibrating at a higher frequency. And when you vibrate at a higher frequency, to speak a little woo-woo to you, ultimately what you're doing is improving the quality of your life, right? That's when like happy genes turn on and serotonin levels start to boost through the roof and things like that. And so what this is about is taking the competition out and really being there for each other in a way that's supportive, that's loving, that's compassionate, no matter how you want to show up, no matter if you want to comment on every single offering that's on there, or if you just feel like you really need to be quiet and be an observer and be a fly on the wall, just know that everything is okay. And no matter what, you have like a community of the most amazing, compassionate cheerleaders. I didn't want to say that word, but I'm just going to use it, behind your back, like cheering you on and supporting me no matter what you're doing. And so the other thing that's really powerful about community is being able to lift each other up when we're doubting ourselves, right? Like, how often in your life have you run into like the disbelief in yourself? And then somebody next to you that maybe doesn't even know what's going on, but they're like, what do you mean, girl, you got this, right? And even them like shifting into that and believing in you when you do not believe in yourself it's like this weird energy of feeling a little bit more motivated to take steps, which is where accountability comes in, right? Like, even if you're the most motivated person in the world, we all need accountability. And accountability, to me, equals support, it equals belief, it equals celebrating each other, no matter where you are in your journey, whether you're super happy or whether you're feeling low or anything in between. So this is like a safe container where you feel held in whatever you're experiencing in your life. That's why I really love like the gentle guidelines. And the other thing about accountability is we're more likely to show up, for the most part, for ourselves when we're accountable to other people. So when you, again, are in this group and you're seeing all these amazing offerings and the journaling prompts and the meditations, again, like dive into, you know, one of them or all of them or anything in between. It's totally up to you. But I do think that, again, we're more likely to show up when there's like a whole bunch of other people doing it with us. And it makes it much more fun to do that journey with other people. So I wanted to talk a little bit about the offerings. So last time we had so many diverse offerings. It was amazing. Like women from all over the world, from all walks of life, from kind of each one of us, and people that we knew that offered everything from like daily yoga to meditation to like low impact exercises, you know, benefits of getting outside and actually touching the earth and why that is beneficial, not just to like actually do it because it feels good, but like the root of it. Some like collective Reiki sessions, and my girlfriend came on and did like EFT tapping. For any of you know what that is, it's emotional freedom technique tapping. Someone came on and talked about sustainability and how you can be more sustainable in your daily life that doesn't make you feel like shit, right? Or that you have to save the world by yourself, but that it's empowering and it's simple. So this time around, we're going to have like a whole new group of people, and we want the offerings to be really diverse, so you can walk away with things that, like, you know, something that might resonate really with me might not resonate with you, and that's okay. And that's why we want it to be diverse. So every single person, no matter what your interests are, or if you're just coming in with like an open heart and an open mind, you walk away, like Gracie said, with some new rituals, with some new routines, or just like new dance moves. I don't know, it could be anything, or like a new recipe that you fell in love with. By the way, wonderful woman Caroline in here with like dates stuffed with peanut butter and like coconut shavings. OMG, it's so good. And that is a recipe in there. So, you know, it is just, yeah, that is really just what I wanted to share. We have a really diverse group of ladies that's going to come in here and share offerings, about 2 a day, but we'll have in Facebook groups, you can do like files and albums. And so what that will be is like standstill meditations, yoga flows, workouts, recipes, nutrition education that will be there all the time. So if you missed something that happened the day before, you can go back and do it in the comfort of your own home or wherever you are anytime that you want. And this group is also live for a long time, so you could tune into it even after the 10 days if you want. So it's like always there. Awesome. So that's just what I wanted to share. I'm super excited to have you guys all here. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your evening. And I'm going to go ahead and pass it to Olivia, our moon sister. Go for it, girl.
Hello. Thank you everyone who shared. I'm so excited for this group. It is just like Eliza was saying, the power of community is so huge. And I know that right now, like so many of us are really craving that and leaning into it. And so we're so excited to get to provide that to everyone who resonates, everyone who wants to be a part of it. I'm so excited to get to share about aligning with the cycles of the moon and the cycles within ourselves as women. We live in a logical and a linear society, one that really isn't aligned with our cyclical nature. And so cultivating tools to align with the energy of these cycles is so powerful. When we're aware and in touch with the cycles of life and we choose to align with the energy, we surrender to the flow of life. And so this allows us to invite so much more ease into the process. This doesn't mean that we're not going to experience ups and downs and, struggles and difficult, heavier things. It just allows us to really understand the purpose that they serve and connect with this rhythm of the ebb and flow of life and not try to fight it. And so I'm so passionate about sharing this because it's really changed so much of how I experience my life and how I experience these cycles, because I honestly used to think I was crazy because the world expects us to be logical and linear and the same every day, but that is not feminine energy. And so when that is really suppressed, we can feel so disconnected from ourselves and not feel validated in our experience and what it is that we're moving through. And so learning to work with the cycles of the moon and the cycles within myself has been incredibly empowering. I know so many of us have been so disconnected from this. We were never taught it, which is okay. It's so beautiful that this is coming back into the awareness of so many people, and we're really learning how to connect with cycles and to bring this energy into our life. So I'm going to go a lot deeper into this within our reset and provide a lot of practical tools that you can use to start to incorporate this into your life. And I know it was touched on before, but I'm going to be providing daily journaling prompts, and they're going to be inspired by the moon and the energy of the moon. And so the intention is for them to be a tool for you to align with the energy and explore your subconscious a little bit more, and maybe use it as a way to illuminate things about yourself that you may not have explored before and have not been brought into your awareness before. And so you'll get to learn a lot more about the moon and how the energy affects us here on Earth, and start to learn how to incorporate that in your life. And if you've never heard about cycles or the moon or working with this whatsoever, it's going to be really practical. So this is going to be information that anyone can take value from, and that you're going to be able to find ways to actually implement this into your life. And so today is actually the full moon in Scorpio. And so I don't know if you guys have been feeling the intensity of this time, but it's been pretty intense. Yeah, I know I'm not alone in experiencing that. And that's the beauty of being connected to the moon in these cycles, is you're validated in your experience. When things are coming up, really heavy and hard things, you can understand why that's happening. So full moons are a time of emotional climax. A lot of emotions come to the surface, and it's a time for these emotions to be felt and to be released. And so it really, if you're experiencing this in an intense way, it serves a purpose. You can really connect with the purpose that it serves and not try to just push the experience or the emotions away, but really invite them in for deeper healing. And so it's an opportunity, it's an invitation to close the portal on old ways of being, limiting behaviors or beliefs. And it's a really, really powerful time to release. And so I'm going to leave you guys with a little full moon ritual that I love to do as a way to connect with what it is I want to release. And so if you want to, either after this webinar or any time that you have tonight, if you can make a little bit of space for yourself, set up a little sacred space, even if that just means lighting a candle and creating silence so that you can just be with yourself, but really connect to what it is that's been coming up for you and what it is that you want to release during this time, that you don't want to carry into this next cycle, that you don't want to continue living from. And write all of that down on a piece of paper and really just connect to the emotion and the weight and the heaviness of it, and hold that piece of paper and all the things that you want to release in your hand and feel the weight of it, but also send it so much love and compassion and thank it for serving you up until this this point, for protecting you up until this point, right? Like a lot of times when we're releasing things, I think we just like have this energy of, oh, I need to get rid of this, but that's never going to get rid of it. Like these things are coming up because they're asking us to accept them and love them and sit with them. And so when we can give compassion to these things that we don't want to carry anymore, but we can thank them for protecting us and serving us up until this point, it's really, really powerful. And so with that energy and intention in that paper, lighting it on fire in a safe way, obviously don't start a fire in your house. But if you have a pot or a container that you're able to light it in, and just like really connect to the process of it being engulfed by the flames and watch it dissolve and be released, and just let that be your release into the universe and just letting it go. And so that is one of my favorite full moon rituals. I'm going to do this after we finish up here. And I'm so excited to get to share this in the reset. And if anything about this resonated with you, if you want to be a part of this community and join us with these 10 days of just really nourishing ourselves and making time to connect with ourselves, please, please, please reach out to the person who invited you. I know we would all love to get you more information and love to have you as a part of this community. So happy full moon, everyone. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to learn a little bit more about this. We're so grateful for you, and just sending so much love for the rest of your night.